Hey everybody, and welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that are scheduled to come out in a few weeks, but you can place your pre-orders for them this weekend. Your pre-orders are due Sunday around 6 o'clock, so head on over to infinityflux.net right now where you can follow along, place your pre-orders so you don't miss out on any of the comic goodness. So, like we said, these are scheduled to come out, we're getting...
Towards a later, middle to late August,
yeah,
maybe
so
maybe early
how
September.
Early we have to do our ordering. So that's why it's so important that you get those orders in so we know how many people want them and we get plenty of them. So let's get into the show because this is another big one. We're still rolling with the new X titles and a lot of other really cool stuff. So starting off our featured comics.
We're going to start with Exceptional X-Men #1. This is the next of our From the Ashes era of X-Men books. This one is written by Eve Ewing. The art is by Carmen Carnero. I love her work. In this one, Kate Pryde, she's just trying to lead a normal life as a bartender after the fall of Krakoa. She's just trying to keep to herself. Or is she? Because in secret, she is leading a team of all-new, wayward young mutants while avoiding the watchful gaze of Emma Frost. And I don't really know why she's trying to avoid Emma Frost's gaze. I mean, you know, on the cover right here, it looks like they're a team. I thought that Kate Pryde and Emma Frost would be like mentoring these new mutants together. So I'm not really sure if there's you know, if there's a little bit of a tension between Kate and Emma. Do you know anything about this?
So I've already read NYX #1.
Yeah.
Which does feature the Cuckoo sisters. And I'm not sure if it's related, but there's some division in the mutant community about what they should do next.
Okay.
So maybe they're on opposite sides of this. I don't know.
Could be. But that is the synopsis for the new Exceptional X-Men #1. So we've got a bunch of cool covers here. This is our A cover. We have a David Baldeón Bronze variant. The new character Bronze. Yep. There's an Edge foil variant.
There's not a new character named Edge.
Right, it's just foil.
It's not the guitarist.
Why is it? Oh, the artist is Edge. Yeah. Elizabeth Torque has a variant, which looks really cool.
I love that one. Yeah.
We have a Lionel Francis Yu Godzilla variant.
Look, they're not even worried.
Yeah. So is this going to be a series? Do we have more Godzilla covers?
Yeah, there's going to be some more Godzilla covers.
We have the logo variant.
It'd be funny if it was just one.
Right. So I like what you said. In case you do know what the X-Men logo looks like, but you don't know what it looks like with the word exceptional across the top, get this one.
Very important.
There's a Rose Besch cover, which I like that one a lot.
Great.
And there is a Scott Koblish wraparound connecting variant.
With more characters.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, this is a big one. Predator versus Black Panther #1. This is going to be our next miniseries in the Predator versus insert Marvel character here. So this is written by Ben Percy, who did the Predator vs. Wolverine series. And it sounds like it's in the same continuity as well, because the Predators have kind of learned about the Marvel Earth and that there are significant challenges there, which is awesome, because that's what the Predators are all about. So the art in this is by Chris Allen, Sean Hill, and Lee Ferguson. And when we had Benjamin Percy here, we got to talk to him a lot about this and kind of his mindset behind it. It's super cool, where if you consider the Predators are all about, one, of course, the hunt, but also when they hunt, they learn from their prey, they adapt, they kind of absorb the weapons and everything that they fight. Well, who better to fight up against than the Wakandans, who have the most advanced technology, the most advanced weaponry. So what does a Predator look like with Wakandan technology? What do the Wakandans look like with Predator technology? Yeah. This is going to be, I feel like the Wolverine one was cool because they're both very savage. This one is like higher skill level.
Yeah, that's what, Wolverine and Predator was awesome because, it's like, oh, that's cool to pit those two characters against each other. But when he was here talking about this, he made it sound even cooler. He's like, because he talked about, Predators, they have a lot of great technology and they like to get more, and who better to get it from than Wakandans? And I was like, That's even, and he's like talking about hunter prey, and who better to go up against than Black Panther, who is also the king of Wakanda, Lord of the Jungle. Well, he's not Lord of the Jungle, that's somebody else. But knows his way around, knows how to hunt and that kind of thing. And so having him here talk about this made it sound extremely cool.
Yeah, you have and also it feels almost like Predators or whatever, where you've got like Wakanda, the jungle, and the technology.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. It's going to feel very classic Predator as well. Don't miss out on this. Yeah. The first series was awesome. This one's going to be amazing. And maybe you could look for more Predator versus things in the future. Yep. Definitely support this one. And this is going to be 4-issue miniseries. So this is our A cover. We also have a blank variant, or maybe it's the Predator cloaking themselves. Right. We have an Edmund Gallman variant. Very cool. We have a Ken Lashley variant, which I love that with they're like laser sight on in there. We have a Lionel Francis Yu cover. We have a Philip Tan cover. And of course, a Scotty Young cover.
Says, I'm gonna get to the chopper. That's great.
Yeah, it's cool too because this is supposed to be like a young Predator that's trying to prove themselves. Yeah. And I think they're gonna bite off more than they can chew, even with their little mandibles.
All right, well, we've got DC vs. Vampires World War V #1. This is going to be a 12-issue series written by Matthew Rosenberg. The art is by Otto Schmidt. And this is following from the existing DC vs. Vampires. Haven't there been a couple of different series, right?
Yeah, there were some one-shots, the Hunters and all of that as well.
Yeah, so this is just picking up, the next chapter in this big saga. And in this one, Damian Wayne and his guerrilla fighters are the only ones actually fighting back against the vampires and those who have been turned into vampires. And meanwhile, Oliver Queen, he's leading a group of humans who is trying to strike up a truce with Barbara Gordon and all of her vampires. And then, you've got Damian Wayne and his guerrilla fighters coming in and trying to mess all of that up. So it's going to, cause some problems for Green Arrow. And is he going to choose to fight alongside Damian against the vampires, or will he sacrifice Damian and his group in the name of peace between humans and vampires? So yeah,
Green Arrow's had some rough stuff going on.
Yeah, he's going through it in a bunch of different realities right now. But so if you like DC vs. Vampires, don't miss this new 12-issue series. And you can see it's officially part of Elseworlds now. They've got the Elseworlds logo on there. So we have our A cover here. We have a Steve Beach variant. We have a Jay Lee variant, and we have a Omer foil variant. I bet that one's gonna look awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Next up, Jonny Quest. This is our next kind of classic cartoon series that Dynamite is putting out. This is going to be by Joe Casey and Sebastian Perez. And if you got the free Comic Book Day issue, you saw the 0 issue to this. We've got our Quest team. We've got Johnny, Dr. Quest, Haji, Race, and Bandit. They were out on kind of a little scientific exploration, doing some experiments out in the ocean. But when they returned, their lab, their everything, the world looked very different. What happened when they were out there, and what are they going to encounter in this new one? I think it's really interesting. I didn't know what to expect when he read the 0 one. I was like, oh, there's a big story here. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Have that classic Jonny Quest feel, but with a new story, kind of updated. So we've also got a lot of great covers for this. This is our A cover. We also have a Lee and Chung variant. We've got a Rainy variant. That kind of happened in the issue 0, which I'm sure they'll do like a little recap of that. We also have a Leighton variant.
Johnny looks a little bit older there.
Yeah, he does. And we also have a Pace variant. Oh, and you can see the years go by.
Oh, interesting. Hint, hint.
Yep.
Well, next we have a new book called Duck and Cover. This is the first issue of, I'm not sure, I think it's a miniseries, I just don't know how many. It's written by Scott Snyder, and the art is by Raphael Albuquerque. So that is your American Vampire team. It's cool to see them back together. And there's not a whole lot of detail about what this book is. All it says is it's a manga-influenced teen adventure set in a post-apocalyptic America in 1955. And that's all I need.
Yeah.
Because, this team together, doing that kind of story, especially being set like in the 50s, like a period piece, I'm all in. But unfortunately, I don't know what else. The solicitation literally doesn't say anything else about it. But I think the creative team sells itself. So that's all I need. It was
part of American Vampire that took place like in the 50s.
Yeah.
And with Albuquerque's art, it was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing just what this is. But we have our A cover here, and we also have a B cover also by Raphael Albuquerque. So yeah,
very different looking.
Is that okay? Oh, it's gonna guest star the Hulk, apparently.
The Hulk in a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, this is actually a graphic novel, but we thought we'd let you know about it earlier in the show because this is another big deal from Brubaker and Phillips, the team that's brought you things like Criminal,
Fatale.
Yeah.
All of the
What's
Reckless
the Western one called?
I don't remember.
Okay, that one was really
There's
cool
been so many, I can't keep track of them.
This kind of non-connected, I mean, some of them were connected to the Reckless books, kind of, but they just come out with these amazing crime noir graphic novels, standalone for this one.
Wait, were you talking about the Reckless books?
Was it Reckless?
Well, I mean, those are the ones that are coming out.
Yeah, those are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not really Westerns.
There is one that's a Western.
Okay.
I think so. Okay.
There's too many.
Yeah, there's so many of them. So this is going to be $24.99, and this is an FBI agent from the Cult Beat and a woman with a past connected to the Satanic Panic are drawn into a terrifying hunt for an insane killer hiding in the shadows of the underworld. And I got to preview a lot of pages from this, and it is super creepy. It's definitely like that. They go in the basement, and this normal-looking house, but in the basement, there's some weird stuff going on, and some rituals and all that. So, yeah, this is going to be another fantastic one. And it also sounds like maybe their past in the Cult Beat and her former ties with stuff during the 80s is going to come back in some way. So if you want an awesome standalone graphic novel, these are fantastic for that. And check out all of their other works. Like you said, Criminal is getting an Amazon series.
Show,
And these are just great.
Wait, so is this a original graphic novel or is this a collection?
This is an original graphic novel.
Cool.
Yep. Complete story for $24.99.
Nice. Absolutely, yeah. All right, so next is Absolute Power Task Force 7, number 4. And this is going to be Task Force 7, number 4 of 7. Yeah, there's going to be a 7-issue, tie into Absolute Power, each issue focusing on a different Amazo robot. This one is going to focus on Failsafe, as Failsafe actually hunts down Nightwing and the other heroes that he's gathered up to try to take on Amanda Waller. And, Batman had a ton of trouble. Failsafe, took out the Justice League when he first popped up in Batman, and now he's going to go after Nightwing and some other powerless heroes. Looks like we've got the Ray, maybe Tim Drake. Who's that guy?
That is, because I previewed this.
Oh, is that Martian Manhunter?
That's Megan.
Oh, that's right. She's a white Martian.
But now she has a very John Carter of Mars feel. You'll see her with 4 arms, wielding a weapon in each.
Very cool. All right.
The Ray is really cool in this. This feels like a pretty important issue.
Yeah.
As one, it deals with Failsafe, which is one of the trinity of evil. But also, this issue seems to push Nightwing further than anyone's pushed him.
Interesting.
Into being very proactive in the story.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on board. I can't wait to check this one out. So this is our A cover by Pete Woods. We have a Steve Beach cover. There is a Belen Ortega cover. I love her work. Her backup stories in Wonder Woman are fantastic. We have a Stephen Platt cover with Peacemaker.
No, the Stephen Platt one is not available.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it's one of those where it's like they're holding up the signs and they're like all beaten up. I think it's Batman, but it wasn't ready.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, this one then is the John Timms connecting variant. And then we have a Jorge Jimenez foil variant. That one's going to look awesome.
Yeah, that one's really cool. Okay, next up we have Barbaric versus Deathstalker, number 1. This is only a one-shot by, of course, famed guitarist / Steven Kostanski and Tim Seeley. And this brings together the worlds of the two series that are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very brutal barbarian series. Barbaric, of course, about Owen and his talking axe and the various other talking weapons, where he's forced to do good even though he doesn't want to.
Which, if you haven't read Barbaric, I haven't read Deathstalker, but Barbaric is fantastic. If you're looking for a good, fun, action-packed fantasy book, Barbaric is great.
Yep, and Deathstalker, which is kind of just he's also a barbarian type character who is kind of just a weapon for hire, who maybe makes things worse when he enters the fray. And this one, the two get summoned together by a wizard to have them face off, but who will win, and will it take more than just fighting and the violence to solve the problem? I'm guessing it means they're probably going to team up.
Yeah.
So, sounds really fun, and I'm guessing this is going to be super over the top, violent, but fun as well. And so this is our A cover for that. We also have a Jim Terry variant, which Deathstalker is going up against the axe.
Yeah.
And we have a Nathan Gooden and Tim Daniel Vault Vintage Premium variant.
That's great.
Great homage on there.
All right, well, next we have Venom War Carnage #1. This is going to be a 3-issue tie-in miniseries to the upcoming Venom War event. This one's written by Torin Gronbeck, and the art is by Pere Perez. And in this one, Dylan and Meridius, they are rallying their troops, getting ready for the big Venom War. But off to the side, you have Carnage. He has plans of his own involving a weapon that is deadly to symbiotes, but whose side is he going to end up being on? We'll have to wait and see. But so the Venom War hasn't really started yet, but we've already been getting some tie-ins and things solicited and on FOC. So this is another one of those. And again, this is going to be a 3-issue tie-in miniseries. So we have, this is our A cover. We have a, wait a second, I've got my notes. We have a Jan Basil Dua Stormbreakers. Wait.
That looks like
I think our... Oh, these got out of order.
Yeah,
the first one was our A cover. Is this Salvador Larroca? That's Salvador Larroca.
Yeah, that's Larroca.
Yeah. No, that's the A cover. Yeah, that's the A cover for sure.
Backwards.
Yeah, they're backwards.
Yeah. So then that's
the Jan Basil Dua. Yeah, okay, they got put in there backwards. All right.
That one's really cool though.
Yeah. And then on top of that, we have Venom War Venomous. #1. This is also going to be a 3-issue tie-in miniseries. This one's written by Erica Schultz, and the art is by Luciano Vecchio. And in this one, it all centers around Widow, which is Black Widow. When she has her symbiote on, she's just Widow. But she starts looking into some terrible experiments that Alchemax has been running in their symbiote program. But she's not the only one looking into this. Agent Anti-Venom, what you see here on the cover, he's also going to get in there too. And they're probably going to, I don't know if they're going to come to blows or they're going to work together. But yeah, I wasn't quite sold on Black Widow with a symbiote right at first, but it's starting to grow on me a little bit. So yeah. So
do we know who Agent Anti-Venom is right now?
Isn't it Flash Thompson?
I think it might. Yeah, I think it's Flash Thompson.
It is, and yeah, because he was in the current Venom series or current Carnage series. He was going up against it. Yeah. So so 2 Venom War tie-ins on FOC. So this is our.
That's the A cover.
Okay, that's the A cover, and then the Luciano Vecchio variant.
I think that's.
No wait, that's the A cover. I believe.
I swapped them around. This is the Derek Chu. That's the Vecchio, and then that's the A cover.
Okay, cool. There you go.
Next up, sorry, a lot of our screens got out of order today because we had to do things a weird way. Next up is Berserker, The Lost Book of B #1. So this is going to be what I believe is a one-shot, but is, of course, continuing the story of Berserker and B. And what's exciting about this one, it's the returning team from the original Berserker, which includes Keanu Reeves co-writing it with Matt Kent. So, I mean, this is, feels a little bit more, not the others weren't official, but this seems like a big deal with Keanu coming back to co-write this one. And, of course, the art is by Ron Garney. And this takes place in the 13th century as B serves as the ultimate weapon of Genghis Khan. And sounds like it's going to be exploring more of the Berserker universe. I don't know if it means like, are there other people like him or whatever, but it sounds like it's going to broaden the world of Berserker. So I think that's going to be super, super cool. So if you've been following all the Berserker things, make sure to sign up for this one because, it's not part of the Berserkers had so many little one-shots, everything. Stores don't always pull them for people who are on the previous one, so make sure you let your store know that you want.
They're not considered part of one series. Exactly. Each one is its own separate. Yeah.
And just the one cover right now for this one.
Nice.
Next up, we have other number ones, because there's still more number ones.
This one is Giant Size Thor #1, continuing our giant size one-shots that Marvel's been releasing throughout the year. This one's written by Al Ewing, the art is by Brian Level, and this one guest stars Hercules. You can see him right there on the cover, and they are going to team up to face the greatest and most terrifying war machine ever, not James Rhodes, but the most terrifying war machine ever created, and one that bears Thor's face. And I love what you said on Wednesday. I hope it's a big robot with a Thor mask.
Yeah, just
that would be great.
One of those old Halloween plastic masks with the eyes cut
right.
And everyone's like, Thor, you look a little different, but they don't realize
those old school ones hurt, man. They would cut you. You know, they were so sharp. So yeah, it's cool to see Thor and Hercules teaming up always. And then this also reprints Thor number 365 from back in the 90s, which was also just another classic Thor and Hercules team up. So you get a lot of good Thor and Hercules in one single issue here. And this is our A cover. We have a Dave Barden Deadly Foes variant, and then there's a Walt Simonson variant.
Walt Simonson drawing Galactus. Now that's cool. And those giant knee pads.
The only thing bigger than Galactus is Thor's knee pads.
Next up, we have Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual. It's weird that we have annuals and now giant size.
Yeah.
And it's always existed in Marvel, but they're kind of serve the same purpose. But anyways, this one sounds really cool as Miles heads on vacation with his family to Puerto Rico, but his mom's relatives that live there that he's never met hold a secret that could turn Miles' world upside down as Spider-Man. So sounds like there's more to the family.
Yeah, and hey, I guess he's not a vampire anymore.
Well, maybe not in the annual. Maybe this takes place prior to the event.
That's true,
Blood Hunt. So we've got our A cover right here, and we have a Dyke Ruin.
That's a great one.
Really
That's a great one. Well, next we have Nightwing Uncovered. This is continuing, we had Harley Quinn Uncovered, Poison Ivy Uncovered, and this is just like a collection of the great covers that have been released over the last few months. But now they're doing one for Nightwing. I don't know if they're all from the same... Are they all from the same art? No, they're not.
No, they have the variant covers, some of the store exclusives that you couldn't get at your regular store. I think even one of them, I think maybe Poison Ivy had some old covers, and Harley had some old covers too, some Bruce Timm stuff. Okay. So it covers a big swath of time, but kind of the coolest covers. Yeah. And usually these are narrated by the character, which is always fun.
Right.
Too.
I thought there was a little bit of a story element to them too. Yeah. And Nightwing has had some great covers over the last few months and couple of years. So this would be a visual feast.
Yes.
If you want to see some cool Nightwing.
People have animated this cover.
Oh yeah.
Where it plays all the stills, and it's just fun to see them do flips and stuff.
So yeah, don't miss out on this one, and this is the only cover because you don't need another cover because you got a bunch of covers on the inside.
If you want a different cover, tear out a page and then stick it to the top, right. And there you go, infinite covers. Next up, we have Power Rangers Infinity Rangers #1. So it's hard to keep track of all the stuff going on with Power Rangers because Mighty Morphin stuff has ended and all that. But this is a new one starting by Sam Humphries, and the art is by Branton Stein. And in this, a brand new adventure where the Rangers superfan Lola finds herself in a wacky mess spanning multiple universes, which I think that's her in the center. Okay. I'm not sure, but it's going to have the Infinity Force facing off against it says fantabulous villain. But what I really care about is that there's a Power Ranger that's a big polar bear, which is super cool. So maybe you're missing the current Power Ranger series that just ended. You want to jump on a new one, you've got this one. And we also have this super cool variant. This is the Montez variant with that paw on that bear-shaped helmet.
Well, next is a new book from Boom. This is called Sir. This is the first of a 5-issue miniseries written and drawn by Fellhound. And this is centered around a sport known as motorcycle jousting. It's about a girl named Avery Sakai. She wants to win back her girlfriend, Nico, but her girlfriend, or her, I guess, former girlfriend, Nico, is part of this this motorcycle jousting sport. So Avery is going to join a motorcycle jousting club known as Seismic Iron Clash Roulette, and that's what. So SIR is an acronym. setting for that. And so she doesn't really know what she's doing, but she's going to, and it's kind of a violent sport, right? But she's going to jump into this new sport, this new world in an effort to get her girlfriend back. There's an animated trailer for this that Boom Studios posted, and it looks really cool. It's a really good. I like the artwork. It looks very action packed. So yeah, there's got some manga and anime influence to it. So I think it's going to be a really fun one. We have our A cover here, and then we have a B cover by Zano. Yeah. I mean, look at that. That looks awesome.
That is super cool. Okay, next up, this is not a number one, but it is a one-shot, as it is a facsimile that they are reprinting the first appearance of Swamp Thing, which I'm very excited about. You'll see one of the reasons here in a second. But, of course, House of Secrets, House of Secrets 92, a famous issue, a very expensive issue now. So if you want to read the first appearance of Swamp Thing, this is it. So we've got our A cover. We also have a blank sketch variant with swamp green accent. And check out this one. This is the Kelly Jones Beetlejuice variant. We're going to be getting a lot more Beetlejuice covers, because Beetlejuice is WB and so is DC. Yeah. So they're doing this crossover. And I just think this one is really cool. I feel like Swamp Thing is in for something a little bit different when he comes into this room.
Well, next is the 0 Hour 30th Anniversary Special. Now, this is another one of those where this is a special cover. This is a prismatic gloss variant. So if you want this cover, you have to order it this weekend. All of the other covers will be probably in another couple weeks on FOC. So we will talk about this book then. It's a revisiting of 0 Hour for its 30th anniversary. So we'll talk more about the details on that. But if you want the fancy schmancy prismatic gloss foil cover, no, not foil, prismatic gloss cover for this, pre-order this weekend.
I want to see one of these prismatic gloss covers come in to know exactly what.
Right.
Because I think we'll be talking about in a second. Gotham City Sirens is going to have a lot of those. So next up, notable 2s and 3s, and like I just mentioned, Gotham City Sirens. I didn't know, but this seems to be a weekly series for its run, its 4-issue run. So it continues, and it doesn't give you, like, the solicitation doesn't say anything different than it did for the first one. Okay. We just know that the Gotham City Sirens kind of re-team up because there is a corporation that's affecting the people of Gotham and its animals, and all the Gotham City Sirens have kind of animal and nature connections, and so they're not going to take this lightly. Plus, guest stars by Punchline and White Rabbit and many others. So I want to show off these awesome covers and tell you, you need to sign up for this now because being weekly, it's going to blow right past you if you don't. So we've got our A cover. I love that Terry Dodson's doing all the A covers. They look great. We have a Scott Forbes variant, and these are kind of like high fashion variants. We have a Jian Lee variant. We have a Gilliam March variant. So these are the ones you could have got as the prismatic.
Right.
But there's also regular editions of them.
Yeah, that one was a prismatic, yeah.
Yeah, and then, but this one is, because this is actually for issue 4 of that you got to go ahead and place your orders for. And finally, there is this is for issue number 2, and this is the Dan Hip Beetlejuice variant, which is just super cool. I love those sandworm things.
Yeah. All right, well, next up is issue number 2 of From the DC Vault, Death in the Family, Robin Lives. This is a 4-issue miniseries, just continuing the story of what if Jason Todd had lived back in 1988 after Batman number 428. In this one, tragedy strikes again in the form of the mind-bending Scarecrow. And, Jason Todd, in the first issue, he was going through some stuff. He went through a big ordeal. He's fine physically, but mentally, he's
kind of a series about trauma for everybody.
Yeah, he's having a rough go of it. And it's going to make things are going to get worse, when Scarecrow comes to town, as well as Copperhead is on the loose and Joker is on the run. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on while Bruce is also trying to, make a breakthrough with Jason a little bit. So lots of stuff going on there.
Love that classic Copperhead suit too.
Yeah,
with the
that's great.
Snake head.
Yeah, and that's our A cover, and we have a Dan Mora variant that just is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah,
this looks fantastic. Yeah. Now I want Dan Mora on like World's Finest Batman and Robin. Do something like that. That'd be sweet. Okay, next up we have Phoenix number 2. Phoenix number 1 came out this week. It was great.
Really
surprised me. Not that I had low expectations for it, but it exceeded my expectations quite a bit. In this one, Jean is now out in space. She is dedicated to protecting the innocence of deep space. And it doesn't matter how big space is, you're going to run into somebody you know, and that includes her father-in-law, Corsair of the Starjammers. What kind of shenanigans are they going to get up to? I can't wait for this. After the first issue, I'm all on board for Phoenix. So don't miss issue number 2. We have our A cover right here. We also have a Derek Chu variant, which is really nice. We have a Baldari variant. And we have a Tran Nguyen variant, which is really cool.
Next is Daredevil Woman Without Fear, number 2. And in this one, Elektra is still continuing her search for Alice, who went missing in the first issue. But in this one, she is going to come face to face with the new Punisher, Joe Garrison. Mm-hmm. He sort of popped up in the first one, but I don't really know why, because she's in Madripoor. She was fighting Crossbones on a train all through the first issue. And then Punisher showed up, and I don't know why he's there, so we're going to get those answers, I'm assuming. But why are they fighting? Who knows?
We'll have to read to find out. Nunchucks?
They're like electric.
Okay.
They're like Daredevil's like a screama sticks that...
Lightning chucks.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Maybe we'll get those answers too. But we have our A cover, and then we have a Sergio Davila variant. That one's great, yeah.
Next up, we have Namor number 2. This is continuing Jason Aaron's new run on Namor that's supposed to kind of re-evaluate the character or redefine him. And the first issue, very interesting. A Namor who did not want to get back in the water, but might be forced to because the Seven Seas are about to go to war, and only he can do something about it. So he is about to take the plunge as the armies are gathering, and I guess stand between them and say, Don't
do that, guys.
Let's
be cool.
We're all fish friends.
Everybody chill.
So, if you enjoyed the first one, I don't know what is this little girl about to body slam him into the ocean, but maybe we'll learn in this issue.
I was wondering if that was one of the kids that picked on him when he was a kid in those flashback sequences, and maybe this is just like a visual representation of his past and I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
I don't know. But this is our A cover. We have a Lucas Wernick Stormbreakers variant, which Namor by night is really interesting. I like if it was like a werewolf, but at night it transformed into Namor.
Right.
And then we also have our P. Craig Russell variant, which is very cool. Next up, we have cool covers, which have some cool books on the inside of them.
So this is Green Lantern number 14. This is an Absolute Power tie-in. Hal Jordan is trying to escape the clutches of Amanda Waller, and he is going to have to use the weapons of DC's greatest villains in order to do that. While he's working on that, Carol Ferris sets out to help other people in need. And there's a backup story that just says, witness the rise of the Shadow Lanterns. Not really sure what that's all about yet, but we will find out. Green Lantern's awesome. And I can't wait to see how he, his role in Absolute Power, because that's also really good.
He hasn't appeared in it really at all.
Not really. Yeah, he's off doing his own. He's off in space, and everybody else is on Earth. But we have this cool A cover where he's flying the bat plane, and he made it his own. He put his own mark on it. We have a Chris Samney variant, which I think that looks right. That's like very Darwin Cook. I like that. There's an Ian Churchill variant, and there is a Michael Janin Resistance variant. That's his.
I kind of like that look. I wouldn't mind if he wore his flight jacket with his lantern suit.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Next up, we have Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age number 3. I guess a little bit of spoilers for the end of number 2, right? Where Wonder Woman showed up? Because Adam Strange kind of looked up and there was Wonder Woman standing there.
Yeah, that's right.
So Adam Strange comes face to face with Diana of Themyscira. I guess she's not really Wonder Woman in this. Batman goes undercover to confront Selena Kyle. And another famous DC hero makes their debut. It does say it in the solicitation, but I didn't want to give it away in case people are trying to avoid spoilers for it. But it's another one that sounds really, really cool. So this is our B cover. This is the Francavilla variant. And we also have a Massafara variant.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that one's really cool. Cat one has very Zorro.
Yeah. This is Batman and Robin number 12. We just wanted to show you this awesome Simone DeMeo cover. In this one, Damian is still continuing his quest to get revenge on Bane while they're all on Dinosaur Island, which makes it really fun. The previous issue where they first went there was really fun. Had a great action sequence of Bane punching and defeating a T-Rex. Which was just hilarious and awesome. So yeah, another great fun Batman series.
It seems like they're doing these these Batman covers, because we had that one that had like the more 2000s logo on it. So they're kind of going through all of their Batman logos.
So that's the Batman 85th anniversary.
Okay, that's what they are. Okay, next up we have Action Comics number 1068, continuing Gail Simone's storyline. And this one is Superman's facing off against these different alien armies on Earth. It says there's going to be a ton of guest stars, but how you haven't seen them in a long time. So I wonder if it's going to be maybe Purple Gloves Batman, or, some early suits for certain characters, or something like that. But really excited to see this one.
I wish that were his name, Purple Gloves Batman.
Yeah. Quickly, Purple Gloves Batman.
Yeah. I would love that.
Cold Mr. Freeze is here. And wacky face Joker. This is our Terry Dodson cover, which is really cool. And we also have this Frank Cho swimsuit variant. I don't know if any of them are wearing swimsuits, but they are certainly having fun in the sun.
That's very Batman 66.
Yeah. If only there's like a shark behind them.
Right. Next is Deadpool number 5, and in this one, Death Grip is still continuing his quest to find the limits of Deadpool's healing factor, because he wants basically immortality. He thinks Deadpool is going to help him get it. And I love that it says, at what point will Deadpool's mouth stop growing back? So, I don't know.
When there's a Wolverine Origins movie.
I guess so, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, very, very nice. So, yeah, we just wanted to show you this awesome Disco Dazzler cover by Annie Wu. There's a Jan Bazaldua Marvel Coca-Cola variant. Those are always great. And there is a movie variant featuring Dogpool.
Just a beautiful dog. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Star Wars number 49. This is the A cover. This is the penultimate issue of this run of Star Wars for issue 50. And we just got news that the next run of Star Wars, I'm guessing, will start at a new number 1, and it will take place post Return of the Jedi. It's going to fill in the gaps between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I can't wait for it. That's going to be new stomping grounds. So everyone get ready for that.
I thought that was called The Mandalorian. Takes place between the two.
This is what's happening to everybody else.
That's true.
Maybe we'll see Luke start to build in his Jedi temple, all of that. I can't wait. But don't miss out on this one. We've got our A cover right here. We have a Sprouse Phantom Menace 25th Anniversary variant. And we have a John Tyler Christopher action figure variant with the pod race announcers.
All right, this is Ultimate Spider-Man number 8, and this one sounds so cool because in this one, Kingpin gathers a team to deal with his Spider-Man problem. So it's Kingpin Sinister Six. It's this new Ultimate Universe version of Sinister Six. You'll see them here in a second. But it says a group of supervillains isn't the only challenge that Spider-Man will face. I don't know what else he's going to face, but it can't be as bad as what we're about to see, right? And it says a Green Goblin possibly joins forces with Doc Ock. And if you've been reading this, you know what that might look like. What their relationship is.
And what side they may fall on.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be a little bit different.
Yeah, so this one sounds super cool. I can't wait. So this is our A cover. There's a Lee Garbett variant. I love that one. Yeah. And then there is a Luciano Vecchio variant, and there's your ultimate version of Sinister Six.
Including Mole Man. Mole Man is on the Sinister Six.
Yeah, Mole Man, Kraven, Mysterio, Mr. Negative, Kingpin, and Black Cat.
Yep, which very different Black Cat.
I wonder if that's her dad.
It might be.
Yeah.
But very excited about this. This next kind of story arc they're going to be doing sounds really cool. Next up, we have Geiger number 5. And this is the final showdown between Geiger and the Electrician. That's kind of what this entire series has been kind of in the background and been slowly creeping up to the front. But after he did some terrible things to Barney, the two-headed dog, you can't stop Geiger now. Mm-hmm. So this is our B cover, the Gabriel Rodriguez and Brad Anderson variant, which is very cool. Transformers
11. This one sounds interesting because it says only Optimus Prime can save Earth and Cybertron, but will all of the Autobots stand with him? The word all is interesting. Not just will the Autobots stand with him, but will all of them. So maybe there's a little bit of dissension in the ranks. I'm not really sure. We haven't seen anything like that yet, but maybe there's something coming. I don't know.
Maybe there's going to be another person who could be the leader of the Autobots that has a different idea of what they should do. Because there's been some teases about somebody else.
Yeah, you're right. And this is just the 8 cover, but it's so cool. We wanted to show it off.
Warren Johnson, and it's great.
Yep.
Next up, just want to show you, there is going to be a second printing of Ahsoka #1. This is the Ken Lashley variant, and this was previously a foil variant, but now is kind of a standard one. And there's also a second printing for Star Wars: The Inquisitors that sold out very fast. This is the Nick Bradshaw. This was just the A cover, but now the only color on it is the red lightsabers.
This is the Ultimate Black Panther trade paperback volume 1, just collecting issues 1 through 4 of Ultimate Black Panther, and it's going to cost $19.99. And then we have Ultimates #2, second print. This is the Daikruan cover, which was the same cover as the first one, right?
Yeah, just with kind of a black border instead of a white border. That was a great issue.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, if you missed the second issue the first time and it's fantastic, jump on the second issue.
And that is it. There was no end screen because crazy stuff happened with our screens earlier.
It was a weird day for stuff today, so our stuff is a little out of order.
So we'll leave you on this great cover for the Ultimates, and just remind you that your orders are due Sunday around 6 o'clock, so head on over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can place those pre-orders. Don't miss out on doing that, because like we said, there's some awesome stuff coming up, and we want to make sure you don't miss out on them when they come out in a few weeks. Now, we're going to have the shows next week are going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be here, but Matt is still going to be here.
Flying solo.
But some great books coming out next week, like Ninja Turtles #1.
Yeah.
I forgot what, the Absolute Power Origins #1 issue. So there's some really great stuff. So join Matt on Monday when he goes over these and just blows your mind with how good it is.
That's right.
He might even go over every single book that comes out.
Every book that comes out next week, I'm going to talk about all of them.
You can talk about all of them in excruciating detail.
That's right. So, I'm just going to read them to you.
It's it's going to be very soothing. So in the comments, give Matt some gumption so he can do that. And I'll see you in about a week. But thank you so much for watching.
If you made it to the end, leave us we're really excited about Predator versus Black Panther. So if there's a panther or a tiger or a cat or something with Predator, just find something that meshes with that and drop it in the comments for us.
Create Black Panther versus Predator out of emojis.
Do the ASCII art.
Yeah, exactly. So
don't do that.
Until next time, see ya.